What's going on, guys? Thanks to those joining me live and to those joining me on archive. Very damaging information about the CIA, which many already suspected, but this leaked information really puts to light a lot of things. And here are some recommendations I'm going to lay out for some people. Okay. Um, right now, the CIA, we already know, right, that the secrecy in the CIA and a lot of its history is, to say questionable, it would be a disservice. Okay, just disastrous. All right, we've seen cases where the CIA, right, is working with militants that are fighting against militants at the Pentagon. All right, I mean, just insane, right? Now, nobody's saying we don't need an intelligence agency or anything like that. There's a lot of nuance to this, but that this is actually very, very damaging. So, first of all, look, technology is big right now, and it's advancing at a rapid rate that we don't understand. We can't begin to grasp the consequences of the technology that is literally at our disposal. All right. And I've always told people this: careful what you text, careful what you email, careful about what conversations you have on electronic devices. Be very careful about that. Um, and the reason I say that is because nothing is a secret, right? Um, nothing is. Of course, look, they're already, when it comes to like the FBI, they already try and get warrants to get encryptions to be able to legally anyway, or openly access phones like the iPhone and stuff like that. But knowingly, we know that with Android phones, the CIA has the ability to bug your phone, right? It has that ability. They can track where you are. They know where you are, right? And that is absolutely insane. They're able to track your conversations, and they've even found ways to encrypt conversations you're having on on apps, whether it's like Line app or there's some other ones called Something Talk, all right, and there's on social media platforms. That is crazy. Um, that is insane, man. Okay, and then on top of that, they can bug. I knew there was a reason I haven't bought a fucking smart TV, right? And which ain't saying much because I'm always on my cell phone. That's literally why I watch shit now on my fucking cell phone, right? We're like fucking, hypnotized by this shit now. But they can bug your smart TVs. And make no mistake about it, unless it's unplugged to an electrical outlet, okay, it's never off. It's always on standby, right? And there's a difference, right? They can bug that shit. And that's why I'll never connect the fucking TV to the internet. That's why I stopped playing these video games like PS4 and Xbox, and that and people just they plug this shit up in their home. A lot of these systems have cameras on them. A lot of these systems are plugged into shit that you could record out of, like a microphone, obviously. All right. I can't. I just can't. Look, this laptop, when I'm done doing this YouTube shit, this microphone, it's turned off, man. It's off. I turn off the microphone. I turn off the laptop. Okay, and I shut the laptop. It's off. I don't just leave it open. The microphone connected to it, right? I don't. A lot of these new vehicles and all the goodies, they can bug your fucking phone. I mean, I'm sorry, your car. Look, you know, this sounds crazy, but they have the ability. Sounds crazy, but they have the ability to control your car, right? And look, man, there's a reason I have an old ass Firebird, and I have a real good mechanic, and I can go 2-3 years without having to take it to the shop. Good with that. Sure, the mileage ain't that good. Sure, but it's ain't nobody gonna be controlling my car. Okay, and it's that it's I don't trust these new cars. Okay, all these gadgets and look like if I want to use all right a if I want to use like for example um if I, what do you call it, man, the fucking I lost my train of thought, but that app to track where you're going, whatever. Okay, all right, but shit, man, on my phone I'm careful with what I text. I'm careful with what I say. I'm careful with the conversations I have on the phone. Okay, I'm careful with like nothing I text and nothing I say on the phone is something I won't say on here. And that's just the way it is. If I have something very important to say to somebody, and look, I'm nobody, right? So and that's a reality. But if I have something important to say to somebody, a secret, okay, it's not going to be on any fucking electronic device. It's not. It's just not the way it is, man. Look, if you believe, right, that they're gonna do something about this, they're gonna look into it, and look, man, right now you have Donald Trump over there losing his mind because supposedly Obama was wiretapping or whatever. Okay, Trump Tower, and they have everybody saying, "Oh, that's ridiculous." Is it? Now his administration is doing it too. Okay, so it's like whatever, but it's yeah, they've been doing that shit. Okay, and it's not shocking. In fact, wiretapping a phone is so old school that it's so laughable to me. All right, the shit that could bug now, they don't need to wiretap a phone. What are you that's like 1990 shit. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. You know, what? All right, but look, man, I would have put it past the government to do any of this shit. And it's a surreal thing. It really is. It makes people think like, oh, come on, they don't have that capability. You don't think they have that capability? Just to the things, just innocent things. Think of all the just innocent things. I'm talking about what electronics can do. Okay, I mean, just run a test on a receiver box from thousands of miles away, which sends a signal to a satellite to someone's home, and it could run a very sophisticated test on it, right, to find the signal. And it could do that in a matter of like 2 minutes. That's like innocent shit that doesn't harm anybody, right? And that could be done, right? This idea, I mean, you can call OnStar if you forgot your keys or lost your keys, and they could turn on your car. What makes you think they don't have the capability of controlling your vehicle? What makes you think they don't have the capability of accessing your webcam if you're stupid enough to leave it on, okay, or not covered? What makes you think they can access your microphones in your home if they're connected to the internet? Haven't you noticed that most new mics now, you connect them through a USB? Haven't you noticed that? Even the Bluetooth ones, you connect it to a USB, right? A lot of them have it built in already, but haven't you noticed this shit? It's not that complicated to like know, right? If you can buy a mic, they could connect to the old school style where it's a plug-in. I suggest you do that. Okay. If you can find one, find an old school car, a 90s car, maybe an early 2000s car in good shape, all right? Fix it up really nice and drive that, okay? Because, look, man, they've been driving cars in the fucking 50s and 60s, all right, in fucking Cuba till this fucking year, okay? I mean, it's not like it can't be done. Right now, obviously, I know it's hard. It's hard to find cars in really good condition and stuff like that. But if you can do it, do it. Right? It's you don't need all those fucking gadgets in your fucking car. Right? It's a car is to get from point A to point B for me. That's it. That's all I need my car for. I don't need no fucking GPS. There's a word, okay? On my in my vehicle. I don't need no OnStar in my vehicle. I don't need no XM satellite radio in my vehicle. I don't need none of that shit. Okay, none of it. How about it's just an old school car that just runs with a fucking motor and that's it, right? And that's the way it is. And the only reason I have this laptop is to come on here the YouTube videos, and I use it for some stuff for work, and that's it. When I have no need to be on the internet, I disconnect it from my Wi-Fi. If I'm typing something and doing something for work, I take it off. There's no reason for me to be on the internet, right? My cell phone, I disconnect it from an internet connection at all times, right? Just the way it is. And just for those that don't know, okay, like it's kind of complicated to explain this, but and even I, to a degree, don't understand it all the way. But okay, talking to some IT people and stuff, whenever you have your cell phone and you have to disable it from where it can detect like nearby Wi-Fi, and that seems such a like a harmless thing. Like you go to McDonald's and boom, it pops up that you could connect it to Wi-Fi if you want, right? And I take it off of that because even if it's detecting, if your phone could detect a Wi-Fi signal, right? Right? If it could detect that, even if you're not connected to it, you don't have the password to it or whatever. But if it could do that, that means your phone could be tracked, right? Wherever you are, right? If they want to know where you are, they'll know where you are, And look, man, I'm someone that believes in privacy. I'm somebody that believes in, you know, not wanting to be spied on and all. It's just the way I am. So it's and again, I'm nobody. I'm literally the CIA is not spying on me. Okay, like they're not. They could give two shits about me. Okay, but it still makes me uncomfortable, like knowing all this shit. Right? It just does. So I don't have this shit connected. I just don't. Right? Um, it's when I go out of town or something, I disconnect my fucking modem. There's no need for my home to be connected to the internet at that point. There's no reason for it. Right? I mean, you could say, "Oh, he's paranoid. He's this, he's that." That's just the more you could be off the grid, the better. Okay, that's just the way I am. Right? And I'm just I like my privacy. It's one of like I got nothing to hide, but I like my privacy. And look, when it comes to social media, man, man, let me tell you something, dude. It's so easy for me to follow somebody if I want to follow them. Okay, you don't think the CIA can fucking follow you? All right, all you got to do is fucking create a ghost account. Okay, like if you want to follow a dude, you just create a ghost account, get a picture of a model, and then request friend request, and they'll fucking accept it. Okay, and it's all it's stupid, right? If you want to follow some girl, then there's ways to do that too, right? But when it comes to the CIA, they don't even have to do that. All they got to do is look, man. They can encrypt this shit. I don't care if you put a post and it's private and only you can see it. They could see it too, right? And I don't care if you delete it. They got it in the server, right? It's just the way it is. You send a text and you delete the conversation. they got it, right? I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's forever there, and this is the CIA doing this. Now, one must wonder, how can they possibly do this? I mean, I've heard of murder trials where someone deleted text messages and they couldn't, even pull it up, and well, because the CIA doesn't care about obscure cases in court, and like they don't care about that, right? That their horror, it's far more complicated than that, right? I mean, it's the CIA always has an agenda, right? And it's not always, and it's not about it being good, and it's not about it being bad. Okay, it's not about what they're intentionally doing, or unintentionally doing, right? It's just that it's very possible for shit to just get out of hand. Okay, if we live in a country where the rhetoric is keep us safe, right? The most important job of a president is to keep us safe. Just protect the shit out of us. So spying's gonna happen. Okay, espionage on its own citizens is gonna happen. Whether you like it or you don't, it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. I'm just saying, right? And that brings the question. I forgot the name of the reporter, man, that was reporting some damaging shit about the CIA, and then he just miraculously died in a car crash. And maybe it is a coincidence, right? I forgot the name of the reporter, but maybe it is a coincidence. Maybe cause people do die in car crashes, legitimate ones. It's just if people just start dying because, or reporters, that is, because they're reporting stuff about the CIA. Only so many times can it be a coincidence, right? So I'm just saying, right? This is going to raise the level of paranoia in this country to a whole nother level, I think. But I will say this, man. Why the hell do you want a smart TV? Just get a regular TV, okay? Just get a regular TV. This is just, obviously you could do whatever you want, okay? But don't connect a smart TV to the internet in your home, right? Because if the CIA can bug it, then someone else can bug it too, right? And I'm just saying, okay? If you can find a car in very good condition, right, that doesn't have all these new gadgets in it, I would do that too, all right? If you don't need your webcam connected, I don't even know why people use webcams anymore. Just unplug the shit, right? Put it in the closet somewhere, throw it away. I'm just saying, right? If you have a microphone that connects to USB, whether it's through Bluetooth or through a wire, disconnect it when you're not using it, right? Don't leave it connected. Just because your computer's on standby doesn't mean it can be bugged. It can be bugged, right? This is not just a regular, there's a reason it's a USB drive now and not just a regular old style connection. If you get an old style connection, do that, right? I'm just saying. If you're going to have conversations that are extremely private, okay, be careful what you say on the phone. Be careful what you text. Be careful what you post on social media, what you message in private on social media, right? If you don't know a person, you really don't know them, all right? It's just the way it is. Though, be suspicious of everything, man. I'm just saying. I really am, and you can say, well, I don't know, I'm going to connect my TV to my smart. I paid a lot of money for my smart TV. I'm going to connect it and I'm going to utilize it to its full potential. Look, you can do it if you want. I'm nobody. They're not going to spy on me. Look, man, let me put it this way. Oh, by the way, try and use hard drives. Don't use clouds, okay? When my phone gets full of pictures or something, okay, I download it to a hard drive. I don't put it on the cloud. A cloud could be hacked. They have been hacked. Okay, and they have access to that. They can encrypt that, right? So that's just me. If I was you, I would get rid of that cloud ASAP, right? Get a hard drive. That's just me. All right, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm a believer in hard drives, not clouds, man. All a cloud does is put it in a server that is shared with everybody. Okay, you're basically putting it on a foreign hard drive. I don't know if foreign is the right word, but it's not yours. It's not your personal hard drive. Okay. I would also use hard drives that have its own power source, not powered through USB cable. Okay. Those are hard to find now, but that's the type of hard drive I would use if you really want to keep pictures and videos and of times you have with your family or whatever or friends. That's what I recommend, right? If you could keep in the if they're harmless shit, then whatever. I'm just saying. I'm a very private person. Okay. Um, also, right. Also, it's that's what I recommend, man. Right. I'm just saying. As far as email, man, I rarely use email, man. I mean, it's just rare that I use it. I use email for like, hey, send me the link for the hangout or shit like that. Like, like, that's what I use email for, or to message somebody, hey, give me a call or something like that, right? That's what I use email for. Because email is there forever, right? You send an email, you can delete it if you want. That email is there forever. Whatever server has your email, it's going to be there forever. It's not going anywhere, right? So and it's not that I'm hiding anything, but I'm a very private person, right? Uh, and it's very scary times here because whoever the president is, whoever the Secretary of State is, whoever's the head of the FBI, head of the CIA, the NSA, um, they have access to this. And the point I was going to make was just because you think you're a nobody, let me tell you something, man. And I know it's, man, look, it's easy to, like, let's say you're dating somebody, okay? And, and you're having a private conversation and you're flirting, okay? And, people do shit in their privacy, okay? And this is all I have to say. So the NSA, by the way, the NSA was caught blatantly just spying on people, okay, for fun. Just on random, not people suspected of terror activity or, with no warrant, which is bad enough, but not even a suspicion, just random people, okay? That this was the big reason. That's why Snowden is a fucking, hiding away, I believe, in Russia or some shit right now, okay? And there was some other whistleblowers, but I mean, these dudes were wanted for betraying the country and putting the country's, security at risk, and for revealing that they were spying on Americans, something we kind of already knew to know, right? But it's another thing to know and suspect it. It's another thing when it gets proven, right? And they were just spying on people. Like they were spying on, you know, their exes. They were spying on their uh, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. Okay, they were spying on the husband of the girl they were having an affair with. They were just spying on women they thought were hot on social media, so they started just spying on them and shit, and whoever her husband was and or boyfriend was, and I mean, this is just sickening shit, and this is why they shouldn't have access to any of this, right? Period. So my recommendation right? And the best I can put it, man, is be careful what you post, be careful what you're saying, be careful what conversations you have, and just watch out for your shit, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, right? With that said, this is the style. Yeah, we're a little more paranoid now, just a little bit. But what are you gonna do, right? I'm out.